Well, anyhow, I wanted to tell you a little story about what's happening to me. Um, I moved into the place where I live 13 years ago. I only intended to stay 1 year, but it's a very comfortable place for me to live, and I like the people. It's a 55 and older, and I never thought I'd get to the 55 and older stage, but once I qualified, I was in. Well, long story short, I was going to move closer to my daughter who lives in Minneapolis. But as time went on, it just didn't seem like the great idea, and I was so comfortable here. And we looked at places up near Minneapolis, but I want to stay in Wisconsin. It's my home state and my beloved state, and so I wanted to stay here. So, deciding that I have to stay, or I'm going to stay in this apartment for a while, I really didn't want to get any new furniture, because if I make a move, then that has to be carted all the way around, all the way up to Minneapolis to my new home and get it settled. So I'd rather wait until I found a new place to live and, buy new furniture then. So I should tell you right now, you probably wonder, what kind of a crazy outfit has this lady got on? Well, it's the first time and probably the only time in my whole life that I've ever been bohemian. I was 21 years old in 1962, so I was really part of the flower child revolution, but I never really got into the into the hippie movement, although I did go to San Francisco and wear some flowers in my hair, and I was part of it, but I wasn't, and I certainly did not adapt any of the bohemian style. Well, this comes to my story. My daughter decided that she wanted to upgrade her living room, or her TV room. And so she found a massive couch that 100 people could sit on, but 3-4 people could lay down at the same time and relax and watch TV. And it was huge. It fit into the room, but it was beige, aren't they all? And she needed something to break up this long expanse of beige. And so a friend of hers told her, there's these Kanthas, and you should really look into them, because they would break up that couch. You could put them over the couch, and also she has dogs, and so that was kind of a no-no with the beige couch, of course. But she ended up buying these, and I fell in love with them. And what I wanted them for is, as long as I'm not going to get new furniture, why don't I soup up what I've got here? So, ergo, I am kind of going bohemian in my 80s. Not really, but a little bit of touch of color. And I looked up what is a bohemian atmosphere. Well, in furniture and in design, it's textures, it's bright colors. The textures, they say, if they're comfortable to the touch, that's a good texture for you. And but what I fell in love with is the job that they did, and also the dramatic colors. So I brought a few of these to show you, and I think they're absolutely awesome. I'm going to put a link down below where you can buy these. But there you start out with a, pretty simple, pretty design, but pretty colors. But let me just show you what's underneath. You open that up, and you have all this glorious other colors, other patterns. Fun stuff. Fun life. Now I'll show you another one. Here's one that kind of, when I first saw it, I thought it was blue. When I first saw these, I didn't get it. I thought they were all, one color. Anyhow, here's your blue pattern. But let's open it up, and it becomes a little bit different. Okay. But now, let's turn it around and see what we've got. So the beauty of this is that you can buy all these fun things, and suddenly you've got a whole new look to match whatever you want. Now I wanted to tell you, I said my daughter has dogs, and these were nice and thick, and most of the dogs stay off the couch. I mean, the bigger dogs. But Lola happens to have seniority, so she has always been able to get on the couch, so there's no stopping her now. However, especially now in the muddy weather with spring and they're going outside, it's a good thing my daughter has these wonderful, wonderful pieces of fabric so that she can, aren't they glorious? So that she can cover them and she doesn't have to worry about puppy footprints or drooling, and she can change them around. Now, I've never washed them. I don't know if they're washable. I would think they're 100% cotton, but I imagine the colors might run. But that's what I love about it, is the colors. I think they're gorgeous. Now let me show you another one. Here we go. Oh, this one's a different one. Here's the blue. But look here what happens to it. Just wild. And they're just gorgeous. And when I finally found out more about them, I found out that they are not very expensive. And I happen to know that you can purchase like 5 of these for around $55. And you can purchase 10 of them, I think, for a little over $100. But I also want to tell you, they make fabulous gifts for people. Everybody seems to love them. And if I just happen to show somebody one of them, they say, oh, where do I get it? Where do I get it? Well, of course, I end up giving a lot of them away. But you know, at that price, you can't go wrong. $55 for 5 of them, and I think it's $110 for 10. So I'm going to put the link down below so you can see where you can just click on that and get these. But I think they would really change up a room. And I'm going to show you some pictures of what I did and where I put them in my apartment. I have an old yellow couch that was just blah. I suppose it could be recovered, but it's kind of, it's still a good piece of furniture, but it's blah. And so I threw one of these on top of it. And it just changed the whole look of the room, and it picked up the colors. I'm kind of a traditional person, but it picked up the beautiful colors in my curtains and what have you. Now, let me just show you here. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I have a mid-century chair from my parents' house that's all straps and interwoven straps, and it's a great looking chair. It was in our den, and I salvaged it when we sold the house. I wanted to get that chair. Well, it sits over in one corner of my office, and it's beige, you know. And so I thought, well, what can I do to just sparkle up this room a little bit? So I found a beautiful piece of this fabric, and I draped it over the chair, and I'm going to show you a picture of that before and after. And I'll show you the yellow couch before and after. So if you want a wonderful little surprise at very little money to change the look, and I noticed a lot of the ladies on YouTube, they've been making covers for their couches because they have kids and they can throw it in the washing machine. And I know one lady who does hers in a white, and she has to wash it every so often because she has lots of children. But what a fun thing this would be for the kids, and also to keep her from having to wash that quite so often. I never know what I'm going to find under here, so I'm always pulling them apart to see what's under there. Oh boy, look at here. But I know you'll have fun with these. They're just fun, fun, fun. Okay? Oh, look here. Surprise. You're going to have a lot of fun with these. And I am going to put the link down below, as I said. They're not expensive. They're wonderful little gifts for someone not spending a lot of money, but something they all like. And I suppose now it's time that I start telling you one of my old folks' jokes. I promised I'd do that, and I haven't done it. Okay. Are you ready? There were 3 ladies who lived in a retirement community, and every afternoon they got together for coffee, and they'd meet in the club dining room, and they had a little chit-chat, a regular chit-chat. And one of the ladies was very hard of hearing. And the gals are all sitting there, and she's trying to listen, but they're talking about how wonderful old times used to be. I know you've all heard that story a million times. Oh, back when, or do you remember back when, and everything was so much better back then. Well, she's talking about the changes that have taken place and what you get for your money, and so to speak. So she said, do you remember years ago when we used to go to the farmer's market and the fruit and vegetables were so fabulous? I mean, the tomatoes were like this, and the apples were just huge. And the other lady said, oh, I know, I used to make zucchini bread, and the zucchini was this long, and then cucumbers for my salad. They were just huge. And the deaf lady sat there and she said, you know, I can't hear a word you're saying, but I remember the guy you're talking about. So that's my old folks jokes for the day. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to come up with one, I hope, with every video that I make. So if you've got some ideas, please put some comments down below and give me some of your fun jokes, because they're old folks jokes. So this is the 80 lady signing off. I'm over, but not out.